Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Carolyn Casson, President and CEO of Michigan Women Forward. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our WomanUp Business Plan and Pitch Competition. These competitions are being held statewide, and we're pleased to be holding our 9th pitch in Southeast Michigan. We're virtual this year, but that did not stop almost 150 women across the state from submitting their 2-page business concept paper in October. With the help of our volunteer reviewers, we narrowed it down to 26 finalists, 10 of whom are going to be pitching here tonight. Before we jump into the pitches, though, I want you to meet our esteemed judges. These 3 people have been carefully selected from our most ardent supporters of MWF, foundations, corporations, and organizations. I'm going to ask each one of them to say hello and tell us what they do when they're not judging pitch competitions, where they work, and what they're up to. All right, first, Tanya Berry.
Tanya, can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
I hear you, Tanya. Okay. Can you go ahead and check your microphone settings? Okay, she's going to come back. Carolyn, go ahead and we can introduce our next judge.
All right, Meredith Freeman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Meredith Freeman, and I am the Director of Alignment and Impact Investing at the Max and Marjorie Fisher Foundation. I'm really happy to be here tonight. I really enjoyed reading all of the business plans. I was a former small business owner myself, and I just want to congratulate all of you for being here tonight and wish you all well.
All right, thanks, Meredith, one of our best supporters. You'll understand this, first money in. I'll tell you about that later. Thank you, judges. Let's see, Michael Moko.
Thanks, Carolyn. Hello, I'm Michael Moko. I am the Director of Wealth Management Risk for Comerica Bank. I'm also a licensed attorney. I am honored to be a part of this great event. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your ambitious business plans. I hope you're all excited but not nervous. You are among friends and supporters, and we are all here to encourage you to help and grow your business regardless of the outcome of the competition. Best of luck to everyone. This is really a fun event, and we're looking forward to it.
Thanks so much, Michael. Tanya Berry, are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I knew it. All right. You know, a little unplug and replug always works. So Tanya Berry, Vice President of Gas Operations. And so what I do for a living is make sure we're serving gas to our 1.6 million customers in the state of Michigan. So when you cut on those stoves, you look for that heat. You're counting on me to make sure we're delivering every time you're looking for that pilot light. So we're totally getting tested in these kind of 2 weeks because it is our coldest day. But we are here to serve. And what I do on day to day is solve problems. So know how to quit and be a little agile in that. And that's why I said unplug will replug, and I'm here. So happy to be here on behalf of Consumers Energy.
Thank you, judges, for being with us, and thanks for your support. All 3 of you have been tremendously supportive of MWF and our entrepreneurs. The judges have been hard at work over the last few months reviewing the finalists' 10-page business plans, which account for 60% of the final score. And now they're going to hear the pitches, which will account for 40% of the score. Each finalist will have exactly 3 minutes to pitch, and then up to 5 minutes for the judges to ask some questions. Is everybody ready? Judges, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, good. Let's get started.
Thanks, Carolyn. My name is Ellie Drain. I'm Director of Events at Michigan Women Forward. We're going to go right ahead and get things kicked off here. So there are 2 categories that we will hear pitches in tonight, the first being the lifestyle category. After that, we will move on to the growth category. Now, one thing that you as the audience want to make sure you do is stick around, listen to all the pitches, because we want your input later on this evening. Once everyone is done, pitching, we are going to have the Audience Choice Award, and that will be $1,000 given to the audience favorite pitch for the night. So more instructions about how to vote for that coming up as soon as we are all done with the pitches. At this time, I'm going to bring in our timer, Laura Tomasi Miller. Hey, Laura, how are you?
Good, good. Excited to be here for Detroit's pitch night.
Great. Laura is our master timer, so she's going to help us out with that 3-minute pitch and 5-minute interaction with the judges. So without further ado, let's bring in our first finalist this evening, Sally Moore with Parker Avenue Knits. Hi, Sally. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can, ma'am.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring your presentation into our stream here. And if you want to put that into presentation mode so it takes up the full screen, go ahead and do that. Great. Okay, we can see it. We can hear you. So you've practiced this and you know how it works, but let me remind you, when you start talking, Laura will start your 3-minute countdown. When time is up, she'll call time. You can finish your thought or your sentence, and then we'll move into questions from the judges. So, Sally, take a deep breath when you are ready.
Hi, I'm Sally Moore, owner of Parker Avenue Knits, a local yarn shop dedicated to positively impacting socioeconomic and racial diversity. Now, often I go to yarn shops, and often I hear, I don't look like a knitter. Well, what does this have to do with systemic racism and classism? A lot. During the 19th century, knitting was reduced to charity work by well-off women with excess time. And in 1847, it was noted that sewing circles were among the best means of agitating and keeping alive the issue of anti-slavery. Fast forward to a 15-year Harvard study that found the capacity of people to act together on matters of common interest made the greater difference in health and well-being of individuals and neighborhoods. Parker Avenue will open in June of this year as the only Black-owned Detroit neighborhood-based fiber arts common interest, a place and activity where comfort, familiarity, and trust grow. The clientele of primarily women over 40, particularly in new or renewed entrants to Detroit from less diverse communities, will have the opportunity to engage in knitting and crafting circles, collaborating and building relationships. Now, revenue. Revenue is driven primarily by retail sales. Yarn sells at about 100% markup, and the average customer sale is $28. When you add events, classes, and accessories, we project the first full year revenue at just over $135K. $10,000 will be a substantial contribution for furniture and fixtures that create an exceptional retail experience. Now, I spent over 2 years working in a local yarn shop, as well as over 26 years in overall sales. In addition, I've engaged subject matter experts for technology, business accounting, day-to-day shop function, and of course, crafting expertise, all to ensure productivity and success. There is no greater danger to our society than separation, fear, and misunderstanding. The time to address this virus cannot be further delayed. Knitting is what I do. And what does a knitter look like? I look just like you.
Great, thank you. We have 5 minutes for questions.
Sally, I'll jump in here. This is Mike Moko. Terrific presentation, terrific business plan. I think, ironically, as I was reading through your business plan, you seem to be one of those unique businesses that may actually benefit in an ironic way from the pandemic, because I know how crafting and how socializing have become so much more important to us as a society. Can you just comment for a minute on your view on how you might leverage sort of the pandemic crisis to create an opportunity for your business?
Thank you, Michael. That is absolutely part of the inspiration driving this. I've been a knitter for 30 plus years, so it is a very communal effort. And the idea about having it neighborhood based is the fact that there are no knit shops in Detroit proper. The last major one moved to Harrison Township. So having something that is close, because I do believe that the pandemic has caused people not only to want to congregate, but has given us a fondness and affection for the areas closer to us. So I feel as if this is absolutely the timing. In addition, the networking, and again, people having the opportunity to come out. And frankly, the technology of Zoom has also helped people to understand that we can interact in these ways, and that affords Parker Avenue Knits an opportunity to offer classes and experiences that were broader than what we would have done in the past.
So I'm going to just build on Michael's question a little bit and ask a question that's kind of the flip side. How will you create experiences to keep those folks engaged in knitting when the pandemic is over and people are back to work and their attention is on other things and they're not at home all the time, which we know is coming soon? So how will you reach out to them?
You know, knitting it's a drug. These are not props. These are real. Knitters always have more. It's like if you're a reader, you always have more books than you could possibly ever read. It doesn't stop you from buying books. It doesn't stop you from having projects. I will tell you that at the main library, there's a Detroit Knitters Club that is predominantly African American. Their monthly meetings number close somewhere between 70 and 100. They have continued to do that in smaller numbers. In better weather, we did it along the riverfront, but we've continued to do it also by Zoom. And so those numbers went down. When the pandemic is over, those numbers will actually go back up. Once you become a knitter, there are two things you never forget: how to knit. You never forget the person that taught you, because there is something about that fiber that causes, it comes from the heart. And so it is truly a hobby, but it's a way of life. And so people are eager.
I have a question for you around location. So super excited to see you're landing in the city of Detroit, but I couldn't get kind of from the graphic, where exactly will you be located in June? And I was more interested about foot traffic and others kind of around the area that could sort of be exposed to the shop that may not be in the knitting, but you may gain someone's interest as well.
Absolutely. The location is at Orleans Landing, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's a new construction combination residential retail, high-end residential retail located just south of Jefferson Avenue. It's adjoining, it's in the Rivertown area. It's the DeQuinder Cut runs absolutely right up to it. So that's going to be phenomenal. The Riverwalk goes down to it. That's going to be just incredible for people to see it. It's beautiful, brand new glass. So it's definitely beyond the residents. You also have people that are going to frequent the area. And again, people from Detroit are still having to go to a knit shop in Berkeley. And people go as far as Harrison Township. There's shops in Ann Arbor. Knitters in Detroit, unfortunately, and us knitters of color are absolutely accustomed to having to travel to it. And we do it because we want the fiber, and we know that we're going to get what we need when we get there.
Thank you. And I know that the Grosse Point's kind of bordered there too.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of knitters over in that Grosse Point. So that's why I was just wondering, where were you located? Okay.
Yeah, right off of Jefferson.
All right, that brings us right up to 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Sally. Great job.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Great job, Sally. Okay, next we're gonna just chug right along here and we go to Kayla Laird of Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Hi, Kayla, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Were you just having some of your lemonade there?
You know what? I have it right here.
Okay, so this is where we all miss having this in person for the samples, but that's okay. We're gonna pretend like we can taste it. It'll be great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put your PowerPoint into the stream here. Go ahead and put that in presentation mode so it takes up the entire screen for us. Whew. I know, it's really happening.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
You're going to be great. Okay, so here's how it works. And you've practiced this, so you know this, but I'll remind you. Laura is our timekeeper. So when you start talking, she starts our 3-minute countdown. And when it is done, she'll call time. You can then finish your thought or your sentence. And then we'll jump into the 5 minutes you have to interact with the judges. So with that, take a deep breath. And when you are ready.
Okie doke. Hello, everyone. My name is Kayla Laird, and I am the owner and founder of Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Lord Laird's was created by my father, Joe Laird, who, after being diagnosed with acid reflux, researched foods that can help reduce his stomach issues. He identified lemons and aloe vera. Lemons because they help with cleansing and digestion, and aloe vera because it helps promote healing. Together, our goal was to create a high-quality beverage that not only tastes great, but is also good for you. Hence, Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade was born. Our lemonade is made with all organic ingredients that include our 2 signature ingredients, aloe vera and raw honey. I knew that I had something special, so I began my research, created additional flavors, identified what was required from the FDA, designed labels, located a supplier for my bottles and caps, and I'm a few steps away from getting this product into a store and in your hands so that you too can experience nature's best lemonade. I am proud to announce that Lord Laird's will be the first registered producer of organic lemonade in Genesee County. We currently have 4 different types of lemonade with research-backed information concerning their health benefits. Each beverage is packed with powerful and beneficial ingredients. We are expected to grow at a growth rate of 6.3% from 2018 to 2026 because consumers desire products with less sugar and no carbonation and natural flavors. I have secured 4,320 hot-fill bottles and caps, a commercial kitchen and storage space at Hoffman's in downtown Flint to legalize the process of making this lemonade. Starting in March, I will be able to mass produce Lord Laird's and capture the market within Genesee County, Michigan. Our plan is to target the retailers that you see on the left side of the screen. We will pilot the product there and grow and expand as our product demand grows. Our goal at Lord Laird's is to expand locally first and then expand into the popular nationwide retailers that you see on the right. Our competition is Minute Maid, Hubert's Lemonade, and Simply Lemonade. And as you can see, they all offer a significant amount of sugar and no benefits from their beverage. Lord Laird's is different from our competitors because it is made with all organic ingredients. We have 70% less sugar, and there are no man-made ingredients that include high fructose corn syrup, artificial coloring, flavoring, or artificial sweeteners. If awarded the funds, I would reinvest into the business and continue our growth within the city of Flint. With $10,000, I will be able to pay for things like shelf life testing, nutrition facts, 4,320 full color labels, the wholesale food processor license, and so much more. All right. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and please pray for the success of Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade coming to a store near you within the next couple months. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Kayla. I'll hop in here. I have some experience in this space. Having worked with the Michigan Good Food Fund years ago, and I remember when Nikki's ginger tea was taken off in Detroit at Eastern Market. I do have a question for you, and it's around your competition. How did you determine that the lemonade market was your major competition and not other health food or natural juice or natural beverage producers?
That is a great question. Actually, so you're saying that how did I determine if this lemonade, if other lemonade companies were my competition rather than like a cold pressed drink or something like that? Honestly, I didn't really determine that. We kind of looked on the market and we seen that there's so many different beverages out there. So with cold pressed drinks, they're not they're good for you, but they don't necessarily taste good. So that was kind of like out of the picture, and we looked at all these other beverages and we kind of compared them out. So like most beverages have high fructose corn syrup in them. And if they already have that type of sugar in them, we kind of just ruled that out. With the cold pressed drink, it was, taste. So we kind of just ruled that out. And there's that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, Kayla. So I have a question for you as I was thinking through the presentation. And I know, I love the idea of how you got it started, kind of thinking about your dad and trying to get health challenges. And I understand you're looking to pilot. I am curious about who else has tasted it and what has their response have been and what recommendations, because before you go to full scale, who else have you had a conversation with and let them try the product? I would love to have tried it, but we aren't here today, but I just want to understand the research you've done on that and what you've been hearing back as a result of that.
Great question. So I've had so many different people try it, as far as family, friends, farmers market, different restaurants, and some cool people that tried it too. We got Dr. Jill Biden, we got Victor Cruz, Cory Booker, people like that. I've gotten the opportunity to meet at my past job at 100K Ideas. So they've actually came in, tried the lemonade, and with Cory Booker, he had one. Within 30 seconds, it was gone. He came up to me and was like, "Can I have another one?" And I'm like, "Of course you can." So the feedback is really nice. I will say, with like younger kids, they're not into like the super healthy natural stuff. So I've only had one little kid taste it and he was like, "Where's the sugar?" But that's kind of like, of course you would say that. So other than that, it's been pretty great as far as different people trying my beverage and liking it. So
Well, Kayla, great job on your presentation. The one thing that sticks out to me is the fact that you're really going up against a competitive environment with these huge multinational producers, and it's going to be really difficult to get market share and to compete on a production level. How do you plan to really address that? Because it seems like that your cost to produce has got to really come down to be competitive. So that was something that jumped out to me.
Okay. So you're asking how will I get my prices down in order to compete with these different lemonade competitors? Okay. So right now, yes, my prices are pretty high, and that's only because I'm getting all of my stuff from a local store, either a local store or Kroger. So as soon as I move into that commercial kitchen in downtown, I will then have different suppliers already lined up as far as like a bulk amount of lemons, a bulk amount of honey, sugar, all of that stuff. So everything will significantly drop. Say that my bottle price right now, like these bottles are about maybe like 50 cents. These bottles have significantly dropped. So I just ordered a pallet full of these bottles, and the price is now at 35 cents rather than 50. So once I start getting all that stuff like prepared to go to the commercial kitchen, then I'll have space. I have space to put all my bulk ingredients, my bottles, my caps, my labels. Right now, I'm doing everything out of my house, so I don't really have the space for that. And then all my prices will drop.
Great answer. And if you're actually buying supplies retail right now, then yeah, you should have an opportunity to really reduce your costs. So nice job.
Thank you. That is time. Great job, Kayla.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kayla. She's getting lots of love in the chat for that lemonade here. So next up, I'd like to introduce Jordan Yagella. Did I say your last name right?
It's Yagella, but it's okay.
Yagella, I'm sorry.
I went to the same
Okay.
school for 13 years and they didn't get it right when I graduated, but it's okay.
Okay, all right. Well, Jordan Yagella, there we go. And Jordan, I'm going to add your visual for us into the stream so we can see it, we can hear you. And so how this works is when you start talking, we start the 3-minute timer. When it's done, Laura will call time and you can finish your thought or sentence and we'll move into your time with the judges.
Okay.
So when you are ready, you start and Laura starts timing.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Throughout the pandemic, I'm sure that many of you have gone to Home Depot, turned an old room into a killer home office, or decided that this was finally the year that you built out your backyard into the dream oasis you've always wanted. If there's anything that this heartbreaking time has taught us, is the value of our homes as our sanctuaries. Hi, I'm Jordan Yagella, and I'm the founder and CEO of Team Yagella, a residential construction and custom millworking company located in Detroit, Michigan. Our roster includes myself and 2 main carpenters. I have over 2 years of hands and coveralls on experience renovating a 1910 Detroit land bank home, and experience as a client representative between the contractors and staff at Build Institute for the build out of their new headquarters in Corktown. I will be completing my Michigan residential builder's license this month. My carpenters have a combined 50 years of experience, with one being a licensed union residential carpenter for the past 11 years. My company offers 3 main services: general contracting and project management, rough carpentry, which includes things like framing, window and door installation, and building fences and decks, and custom millworking, which puts the finishing touches on a person's home, like shelving, cabinets, and trim work. Our target market is made up of the 1.2 million homeowners in Southeast Michigan, primarily in the Tri-County area, that are seeking moderate to extensive home improvements. We strive to work with homeowners versus landlords because we believe in the power of home ownership as a means to build generational wealth. We acknowledge that contractors, both quality and shady, are a dime a dozen in this city. There's also been a huge rise over the past 5 years for local makerspace. We're adjacent to that market when it comes to our custom woodworking products, and we plan to offer these highly customized and storytelling-esque items. We try to source wood as locally as possible, aiming to sell Detroit clients wood that's been grown in Detroit. We have a connection with a Detroit-based company that currently has a contract with the city to remove trees, and they've offered us the logs at no cost to us. With your investment, we plan to hire 1 additional carpenter in the spring or summer of this year. This will allow us to increase the speed at which we finish jobs, allowing us to increase our project completion rate by an additional 50%. We will also be applying for certification as a women's business enterprise. We will double our total sales this year due to the desire of consumers to outfit their homes with home offices and backyard improvements in a post-COVID world. Additionally, we anticipate being able to add a line of custom pieces to be sold. We will increase sales 20% annually in the years following that. When you hire Team Yagella, you become the star player with the rest of the team at your disposal, and the team always has each other's backs. Thank you.
Great job, Jordan. Thank you for that. Just a really quick question, since you're such a new company into in the construction field, which is a tough field. What's your plan to get customers? I know I'm looking to do some work.
Well, I got a customer right there.
No, but if I hadn't been here today, I wouldn't know who you were. So.
Absolutely. No, that's a great question. Primarily word of mouth is the best way that we've found thus far in the construction industry. When you have a good contractor, you want to share that with somebody. So we make sure that we offer the highest quality experience and the highest quality product for our customers. We follow up with them, make sure that they know that, they are welcome to refer business our way. And then also we've been working on some social media strategies as well. So hopefully, if I win tonight, I'll be able to actually build out a website, showcase a lot more of the work that we've been able to do, but primarily it's been word of mouth and social media.
If I can get off mute here. So hi, Jordan. So I was wondering, as we think about 2021 and what we could really think about is perhaps coming on the other side of this pandemic, as you talked about, kind of the people really interested in doing things to their house. I can raise my hand. I've been one and still one. However, we know that we have an economy with a lot of people that have definitely been out of work. And so maybe some of those wishes and dreams may get put on hold, as we know. many people have been impacted, right, by work.
Absolutely.
How are you thinking about that, and how have you factored into that as the forward kind of 2021 planning? Because people may not have funds available to
Absolutely.
invest
No.
as originally planned.
Yeah, and that's another great question. I'll be honest with you. I had a conversation with one of my suppliers, a preferred vendor that is a lumber and millworking place out of Taylor, and they actually said that 2020 was their best year since 1999, which, you know, in a pandemic is a blessing for them, and is something, again, it's really wild to think about that. But we have been talking again. We've been doing a lot of research, and it sounds like you know, people are still wanting to do these projects. Especially, they've found that, again, they want to have their home be their comfort zone, their best place. So, you know, we do what we do best. We offer the most quality product for the most affordable price. We're definitely willing to work with individuals and make sure that we can meet their price point.
Jordan, with a business like yours, if I was going to hire a builder, I would be looking for a company that's really well established and that has a strong track record. So how do you overcome that? Because I think an established business does have a tremendous advantage, and as a startup, you've got an uphill battle. What's your strategy to address that?
Yeah, absolutely. Another great question. You know, my opinion on that is all established businesses had to start somewhere, right? And something that is really important to me is, again, making sure that we are putting forth the best and most quality product. I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but it's a painting of my grandpa. He's no longer with us, but he was someone that instilled in me at a very young age that it doesn't matter, you know, what you're doing, you always put forth the best quality product, especially when it comes to woodworking and carpentry and things like that. So again, just making sure, you know, that we are showcasing our product. We can show people, you know, different things that we have the ability to do. Again, in my presentation, I noted that I've been working on my house, a 1910 land bank house. It's almost like a spec house, really, which is a little bit funny to think about because I'm actually going to live there myself. But being able to showcase, again, that, you know, when you book us and when you get us, you are getting the best quality product that you can get in the market.
We still have 1 minute if anyone wants to ask
Any other
question.
questions? I'm happy to answer anything.
Well, congratulations on getting your business license soon. So
Thank you.
That's a great accomplishment. Congratulations.
I have been learning a lot about MIOSHA. Every time I drive around, I'm like, oh, that's a violation. That's a violation. But try not to report anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Jordan, if there's one thing that you could point to that is your competitive advantage as a small construction company, what would it be? What would you want the one thing for people to remember that is your advantage?
Absolutely. Customer experience, 100%. You know, when you book us, again, it's a team, right? You become a part of the team. The team does not let each other down. And we are going to make sure that you have the absolute best customer experience. You're going to be dealing with me, the founder. You're going to be dealing with, you know, the carpenters that are, again, part of the family. And it's going to be, again, the best possible experience you can ever have with a carpenter and a construction company, which we all know a couple contractors that are, you know, not necessarily the best experience, but I promise with us, you'll get it.
Great.
Great.
Great. That is time. Thank you so much, Jordan. Great job.
Thank you.
Well, we're getting a lot of love for women in construction, Jordan. So
Perfect.
Keep on blazing that trail.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Lauren Daniels with Sumptuous Spirits. Hello, Lauren. How are you?
Hi. How are you all doing?
Doing well. We can hear you, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring your presentation into our broadcast here so we can see that. Looks great.
Thank you.
Could probably use one of those right now, not going to lie. So we'll just live vicariously through the photo here, which is so beautiful. Okay. So how this works is when you start talking, Laura is going to start timing your 3 minutes. And when she calls time, you can finish your thought or your sentence and then start your time interacting with the judges. So with that, go ahead and take a deep breath. And when you start talking, Laura is going to start timing.
Did you indulge in a drink or two more than normal during the start of the pandemic? Well, I know I did. Whether it was whiskey on the rocks or your favorite glass of wine, you are not alone. According to Nielsen, there was a 55% spike in overall wine and spirit sales as a result of the pandemic. People are connecting online and they're looking for fun and creative ways to engage. Sumptuous Spirits is providing a solution by offering virtual services that enhances the online cocktail experience. Hi, my name is Lauren Daniels. I'm founder and CEO of Sumptuous Spirits. We're a bartending company and lifestyle brand that provides bar services and digital content to amplify the cocktail experience. Our mission is to bring communities together while forging collaborations and connections over a great cocktail. Our business model is twofold, as we provide staffing services, which include mobile bartending for private events, short-term contracts for seasonal specific industries and retailers, as well as long-term contracts in which we're working in-house on behalf of the facility. We also offer virtual services, which was our pivot in the pandemic. This includes digital products like ebooks and online virtual services, as well as paid partnerships in which we provide social media engagement in exchange for funding. Word of mouth is huge for us as we service the social professional and business entity market who value professionalism, convenience, and reliability. We also rely on strategic collaborations, customer referrals, and social media engagement. Since our launch in 2016, we've seen exponential sales growth, bartending over 300 events annually, expanding to the Chicagoland area, growing our team to over 20 plus bartenders, which allows us to service multiple events simultaneously, and adding 2 new streams of income via our virtual services. We've had the opportunity to partner with some amazing brands, including Forbes, Google, and Detroit Startup Week, with local and national media recognition from Black Enterprise, Fox 2, and Channel 7. I have an amazing all-women executive team that not only have the advanced degrees, but they have the experience to back it up. These women in their day jobs are not only working with us, but they're social media managers, marketing consultants, and HR personnel. We're entering into our 5th year of business, which means a brand refresh is needed. This includes a new logo, as well as website for improved customer booking, new products and services that are needed for our virtual items, as well as new bartending equipment for an enhanced in-person experience. By awarding me the top prize, we can absolutely make this happen. By investing in these items, we can see our revenue increase over 30%. Thank you so much for tuning into my presentation. Now, who wants a cocktail?
That was great, Lauren. Thank you. I'm just curious, what's the most important thing you learned in your first 5 years of business?
I would definitely say customer experience for sure. I think that, not only offering on, the front end once the product is done and they're getting the services, that's very important, but also their experience throughout and really tailoring our services to their event, hearing what they have to say, what's the purpose behind their event? Is it a life celebration? Is this a birthday? They're celebrating after, coming out of, life issues and things like that. I really think that is a part of the good customer experience. So not only on the front end with the services, but also on the back end, just giving them a good experience throughout the process.
Thank you.
Lauren, great job. I can't think of another business that was probably challenged as much by the pandemic as yours might have been. Can you tell me, how did you face that? What was the impact of the pandemic, and what's your strategy moving forward as we slowly return to normal? I still have some concerns for a business like yours and how you can weather that storm.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great question, Michael. So for us, like I mentioned, the pivot in the pandemic was really implementing these digital services, which we didn't even really know were needed. Even outside the pandemic, once, everything is over, people are still wanting to engage online, especially if they're in different places. So it's really offering those, virtual classes in which people can log on and I can show them how to do, a couple cocktails from wherever they're from. We've done a ton of parties, as well as working with businesses like Teach for America. We've done things with the Walker Foundation and just offering like nice virtual online things so that people can engage, as well as ebooks. So we do a lot of cocktail books that people can purchase at home. We released one in April called Girl's Guide to Quarantine Cocktails. We actually sold 100 copies in over 2 days. which was amazing. So, just making sure we're offering these things. The impact for our, in-person experience, we actually only did about 15% of what we did in 2020, but we're really optimistic about, the following year as things are opening up. People are still wanting to do things safely within COVID, of course. And as things open up, not only will we have our in-person bar experience, but we'll now have these new streams of income that we can do virtually.
That is wonderful to hear, because I was in that same camp kind of with Michael, thinking about kind of the future and as people are coming out of the pandemic. Now, one thing I've kind of heard counter probably to all of this, and I just want to understand your perspective on this, is that as people probably engage, probably drinking more heavily earlier in the pandemic, some people are reversing some sort of that trend, right? As they recognize perhaps they've gotten to some unhealthy practices, or were coping in ways perhaps. And so do you suspect there'll be a reverse in kind of the needs? Because I know in particular, as you talk about in this remote kind of setting and environment and what we can kind of do online, are you going to completely shift your business model once we're out of pandemic? Are you going to be very agile? Like, how are you thinking about that?
Sure, and that's a great question, Tanya. So the one shift that we've actually seen even throughout the pandemic is that, of course, during the start of it, right, everyone's slamming on cocktails, right? But of course, people are becoming, a little bit more interested in like, okay, I've had a cocktail, it's a lot of calories. So what we've actually done, even on our digital platform, to say, hey, this is how you can drink gluten-free cocktails, or these are the items that are 100 calories or less, or even offering mocktails. On our social media platform, we did a session called Merry Mocktails, and it was literally all about mocktails, and people loved them and they were so engaged with them. So I think it's about, making the shift and keeping people engaged in ways that they're kind of adapting with the pandemic. And we'll definitely keep this as a part of our business model. Again, it's something we're seeing that people want to continuously do, especially as they're not necessarily in the same location. Even when things do, open back up fully, someone across the state may want to join something and they'll want those virtual services, or they'll simply want to learn how to make a cocktail and subscribe to some of our classes online and do things at home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. We only have 10 seconds left, so we are about out of time. Great job. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Cocktail making during a pandemic. I wouldn't know anything about that, would I? Great job, Lauren.
Thank you.
All right. And finally, in our lifestyle category, our last finalist is Ange Zelenik with Encourage.
Hello.
Hi, Ange. How are you?
Good. How are all of you doing?
Doing well. So we can hear you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring your presentation into our stream.
Okay, awesome.
We can see it. Looks great. Encourage. So when you say it really fast, sounds like encourage. So I have to encourage. I love it. And so how this works is when you start talking, our timer, Laura, is going to start your 3-minute timer. And when that is up, she's going to call time. You can finish your thought or your sentence. And then you can go into your 5-minute interaction with the judges. So go ahead, take a deep breath. And when you're ready, Laura will start timing.
Okay. You got this. Stay strong. Nevertheless, you persisted. This has been a difficult year for everyone. We need encouraging words now more than ever. Hi, my name is Ange. I'm the founder and CEO of Encourage. Now, CEO stands for Chief Encouragement Officer because Encourage is all about encouragement through ink. I design and sell temporary tattoos, apparel, and other products, all with encouraging words. I first had this idea for Encourage when my friend was going through a difficult time. I didn't know what to do or what to say, but I thought if she could wear a temporary tattoo with encouraging words, she'd not only know that I was there for her, but be able to look down and read those words wherever she went. 2 months later, I launched Encourage with over 30 temporary tattoos, and from them, it has only expanded into more, into apparel, gift boxes, bracelets, everything with encouraging words. Now, my primary market is women 18 to 29, but I've actually heard a lot of great customer stories throughout the years. So recently, Deborah just bought her daughter a You Got This mirror decal to help cheer her on through medical school. Katie is an elementary school teacher, and she loves wearing this Choose Kindness message to show her students. And Maria recently received a box of encouraging buttons for her entire nursing team through an initiative we're doing for frontline workers, where we sent over 7,000 of these colorful, encouraging buttons to frontline workers all across the US. Now, our primary competitors include other printed clothing brands, as well as retail stores like Target and Urban Outfitters. But what sets us apart from the competition is the mission and the purpose behind the brand. Every single product not only has encouraging words, but also is made locally using local printers and embroiderers, and also eco-friendly materials. And even more, I'm constantly coming up with new and creative ideas. This summer during quarantine, I created a tie-dye kit that caught the attention of a major retail store, Altered State, and is now being sold in all 120 of their locations, including one at Somerset Mall. Now, we primarily sell online through our website, wholesale, as well as in person, primarily at Eastern Market. But the biggest trend that I've seen has actually been in these in-person sales. Now, looking at Eastern Market alone, I've seen an increase in sales every single year. Starting off, I only made about $200 a day, but it has increased up to at least $1,000 during the summer and even higher to $1,800 during this holiday season, even in the middle of a pandemic. So looking at these in-person sales, it only makes sense that the next step for Encourage is to open up a retail store. So our goal is to open up a brick and mortar in Detroit by 2022, and we're actually currently in negotiation with a micro retail location that will help give us our start. When you walk into Encourage, you'll feel instantly encouraged. You'll be able to see colorful installations all over the walls. You'll be able to see colorful quotes, and you'll be able to find that perfect gift for someone in need. Now, with your help and $10,000, be able to work towards this goal of opening up a retail store by developing new products, hiring a social media marketer for higher sales, as well as hiring a part-time worker to be able to meet with this new demand. I am serious about Encourage, and I really believe in the mission, because sometimes we're too hard on ourselves and sometimes we're too hard on each other. So imagine if we reminded ourselves and each other of our courage and our strength. The world would be a better place. Thank you all so much.
Ange, great job. I love your passion. I love your message. I think the timing is right for just more positivity and more encouraging words, and more kindness, which I think is really at the root of your brand. I love your brand as an online play, but I guess and I love doing sort of the sporadic in-person events. The retail strategy, I guess, is one thing that concerns me, locking yourself into a single physical location. What makes you think that that's the right play now?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So even during the pandemic, I did as many in-person opportunities as I could. So even still, I saw that people were still looking for that connection, that human connection, and looking for kind of like an in-person community. But also, by opening up this retail store, I found a space that is smaller than your average retail store. So I'll be able to go into the retail market at a lower cost, about half the cost of a normal $1,000 square foot space. But also I'll be alongside a lot of other entrepreneurs, restaurants, and things like that. So I'm definitely being smart about it and trying to go where other people will already be. So I won't just be starting like a large retail location by myself, but also, yeah, my biggest sales last year and this year have actually been in in-person sales. So it just really made sense that, this retail location was the next step. That's a great question though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my question for you, Ange, first of all, I love the messages, and I love the heart behind the product. It's very, very clear how you feel about, your mission, your life mission, your personal mission.
Thanks.
I do wonder how many repeat customers you have, because once you buy stickers and T-shirts for your family and friends, so how many people come back and keep buying and buy more?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually on our website, we can see that real time. So it goes anywhere from 10% to 25% I've seen. So it's actually crazy. As soon as we introduce a new product, the majority of people are those repeat customers. So they're waiting and looking for a new product. So that's why part of the $10,000 I'm going to use is going to be able to develop new products to kind of bring new, fresh ideas for our customers and kind of keep giving new, encouraging ideas. So that's why we also brought in things like the gift packages and care packages. So there's different ways to kind of give encouragement. Yeah, thank you. That's also a great question.
Thanks. Oops, we lost Tanya.
Tanya, it looks like you're back now, so we wanted to give you a chance to jump in with a quick question if you had one.
Yes, I wanted to make sure I'm not repeating a question, but mine had to do with why in a brick and mortar. If you saw such success, and so I'm sorry if I'm repeating, but seems like you had a lot of success with the pop-up. So why brick and mortar?
Yeah, absolutely. So I did explain that a little bit, but I can definitely repeat. That's totally fine. Yeah. So after seeing these in-person sales every single year, so just even looking like at the sales at Eastern Market, I just kept seeing that it was just way easier to interact with customers. People saw the clothing, they instantly got what the purpose was all about. And I feel like it's just so much easier for them to be able to buy in person versus online. So I think really starting out, I want to be able to have a location that people can kind of start out by trusting the brand and really, grow and be able to grow the online sales from that as well by seeing it in person. But yeah, it just really made sense by seeing these online sales increase every year. Even 2020 and 2019, that was my highest sales margin was in these in-person sales. So it really just made sense that that's the next step for Encourage.
And Angie had such a great answer to that question. I'm glad you got to say it twice.
Okay, good. I was trying not to.
Thank you.
Yep.
Excellent. And I apologize.
Yep.
You know,
No, it's good, Tanya. It's good.
Yeah. So really quickly, Ange, what's your favorite product so far?
That is also a good question. I love the tie-dye kits. I just thought it was really fun and just like a new, different idea. So, I mean, I'm constantly trying to come up with new ideas, like I said. So I'm really excited about the next new products that I'll potentially be able to come out, potentially after winning this grant. But yeah, I just love the new ideas, especially I have new mirror decals. That was new this holiday season. So that has actually been super popular as well.
Great.
Ange, do you produce anything on your own or do you buy it all and resell it?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff, so actually all of the words are my handwriting that I Photoshop. So I design all of the packaging myself and everything. And then I work alongside a lot of producers. So like a lot of the packaging and stuff like this, I hand cut and put together, staple myself. So it's kind of like a teamwork type of thing where you work alongside local suppliers as well as do a little bit of manufacturing on the side.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. That is time. Thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Ange.
Great job, Ange. Positivity and encouragement. We're all so in need of that right now. Absolutely love it. Okay, so with that ends our lifestyle pitches this evening. So those were the first 5. At this point, we're going to go ahead and take just a short break for a few minutes. So this is an opportunity to get up, to stretch, to refill that beverage or grab something to eat, and we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. So now we are going to get started in our growth category for the pitches. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome our judges back into the stream. See Meredith and Michael, Tanya, there everyone is. And I'm going to welcome back our timer, Laura, who's doing such an amazing job keeping us on time and on track this evening. And we're just going to jump right in. So first we have Sue Kinch with Tangico. Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm good, Ellie. How about yourself?
We're doing great, thanks. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and put your PowerPoint into the stream, and it looks like we can see it. I like what I'm seeing here. I happen to be a Spartan, so that's great. And so here's how this works. So when you start talking, our timer, Laura, is going to start your 3-minute countdown. When she calls time, you can finish your thought or your sentence, and then you'll have 5 minutes to interact with the judges, which Laura will time as well. So you're going to kick off our growth category. And so go ahead, take a deep breath. And when you start talking, Laura will start timing.
Thanks so much for having me. So here we are at the Michigan Women Forward pitch. Does that make us Michiganians or Michiganders? I ask the question so I can draw attention to the point that 46% of my customers are Michigan retailers. I'm Sue Kinch, co-owner of Tangico. We manufacture gifts and souvenirs in Pontiac, Michigan. Our customer base are brick and mortar stores nationwide, from mom and pop stores to Bed Bath & Beyond. But our primary customer is the souvenir store. And the problem for souvenir stores is their selling seasons are very short and intense. And it's not easy to source custom souvenirs that will arrive on time. In fact, sometimes our customers find themselves just praying that product will show up when it's needed. The solution is Tangico, because not only do we manufacture and ship custom souvenirs quickly, we provide the design expertise that's needed to create the product in the first place. Most manufacturers require the retailer to provide the art. At Tangico, we work with whatever the customer gives us. My job at Tangico is orders in. My business partner, Jennifer Garrison, is responsible for orders out. Jennifer does a beautiful job. Tangico has enjoyed 16% year-over-year growth since 2016. The pandemic did hit us hard, yet it prompted us to diversify our customer base, and so we're back on track for growth. Now, should Tangico win the $10,000 prize, and make no mistake, I am directly asking for it, it would be a game changer for our customers. We would use the $10,000 to create a database online so they can search our images. It would be a game changer. It would allow our customers to order 24/7. 42% of our customers say they would prefer to order online with no human interaction. If only those customers placed only one extra reorder next year because of the database, the $10,000 would generate over $100,000 in the first 12 months. It would also free us up to find more customers and more sales channels. So we've come to the Q&A. I want you to vote for Tangico with confidence. So I want you to ask me the tough questions so I can persuade you that Tangico customers are worth your vote. And remember, 46% of my customers are Michigan retailers. Thanks for your consideration.
Sue, great job. This is Mike Moko. I'll jump right in and say I'm already a customer. I have one of your products, the Spartan for Life plaque, right in the bookshelf just to my left here. Congratulations. You've got a great business. It appears as though you've got a very successful business. Tough question from me is, given that you've got a successful business, you've got tremendous growth, what makes your business uniquely deserving of this award tonight?
Well, we have several competitive advantages over our competitors. But I would say uniquely deserving is we just established a relationship with Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac, Michigan. And when our production goes up, we hire the homeless residents to work in our shop. And our first hire just went from being a homeless resident to his house last weekend.
That's a great story. Thanks, Sue. Great answer as well.
Thanks, Sue, for your presentation. And I'm also a Spartan, so I'll have to get a Spartan for life flag. Since you have been in business for quite a while, can you think of one instance over the last several years of running your business where you wish you could have done something differently?
Where I wish I could have done something differently. I'm pretty happy with what's brought us to where we are today. I wish I would have taken the leap and gotten my own shop and my own engravers sooner, because that's when the growth really started to happen. I guess I was afraid to take the leap because I didn't know if the sales orders would come in to cover the investment. I wish I would have done that earlier.
Great. That's great wisdom and insight. Thank you.
So Sue, I am not a Spartan. Lucky, I want to hear like maybe what you got for that maize and blue, because I am a Wolverine, as well as a plethora of other schools here behind me. However, I support the great state of Michigan. But beyond what is in retail and beyond your current product, what's in your product portfolio, how are you thinking about expanding or introducing new products, or how do you really come up with kind of the ideas of what's sold in those stores or even online?
Well, so we listen to our customers. We can see from reorders what products are selling. The truth is, there's a ton of sales channels that we could go after. And a lot of time people say, why aren't you on Amazon? Why aren't you doing this and that? Well, tough questions require longer answers than we have. But I've put this sales channel comparison together so you can understand why those brick and mortar retail stores are where we belong. We can depend on reorders. We develop relationships. They tell us what they want next. And it's ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Now, could we go into big box stores, promo, all of that kind of stuff? We could, but there's so much left in retail. We have so much more growth available. I have 56 independent sales reps across the country, but half of the states, I don't even have reps in yet. For example, Texas and Colorado. It's killing me that I can't find someone out there that's a good match for us to sell to all of those retailers. And with the online art database, we'll be able to go after them from Michigan.
So what's your best selling product currently, and what percentage of your total sales does it represent?
Well, our flagship product is the wine stopper. We have a patent on that, so nobody else can make it with us or, compete with us. That was launched at the International Houseware Show, and it immediately won a Global Innovation Award for taking something utilitarian and making it giftable. And when I got home from that show, at that time I put, good food, good wine, good friends, that kind of stuff on it. And when I got home, I threw the state of Michigan on it because I'm from Michigan. And that outsold everything. And so I thought, I am a souvenir. We have souvenirs. We went to the International Souvenir Show, and out of 1,500 exhibitors, that wine stopper won Best New Product. So the wine stopper right now is about 35% of our sales, and right behind them are the cork coasters and custom ornaments. And all of those things, 100% made in the USA. Except the cork comes from Portugal because there is no cork in the United States.
Great, thank you. That is 5 minutes. Great job, Sue.
All right, thanks for having me. Thanks for your consideration.
Thank you, Sue. Great job. I have to look up that wine stopper here when we're all done this evening. I'm intrigued. So, okay, next up in the growth category, we have Gina Harper Kirkland from Torso Sweatband. Hi, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you? How's everyone?
Good. Now I know she is pumped about this pitch competition tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add your presentation into the stream. We can see it. So you've practiced this, and I know you know how it goes, but let me just remind you. You are going to have 3 minutes to pitch. When that is up, Laura will call time. You can finish your thought or your sentence, and then you'll go into interaction with the judges for 5 minutes. So take a deep breath, be in the moment. When you start, Laura will start timing.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Gina Harper Kirkland. My partner is Rhonda Johnson, and our business is Johnson & Harper Creations, LLC, located in Detroit, Michigan. We are presenting to you our patented product, the Torso Sweatband, which is prescribed and recommended by radiation oncologists here in Michigan and across the United States. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen boob sweat? That's right. That's what I said, boob sweat. All of the rashes, chafing, odor, and fungus underneath and in between the breast. It is not pretty, especially when it's coupled with the horrible side effects of radiation treatment for breast cancer patients. But no worries, the Torso Sweatband is here. After gaining weight, I used to stuff my bra with tissue and paper towel. I told Rhonda about my invention idea, and the Torso Sweatband business was born. Our primary target market is over 127,000 breast cancer patients and radiation oncology doctors and nurses. Also, our secondary target market is women with a large bust line, lactating women, menopausal women, women who play sports, who exercise, are bedridden, and are diabetic. We've been acknowledged and featured by the Doctors TV show, WDIV Channel 4 News, Whoopi Goldberg, and the Gayle King XM radio show. Our competitors are bra liners that need a well-fitting bra to hold it in place, a sweat absorber band that is thin, has limited sizes, and is an imposter of the TSB. The Tata towel, which is a halter and could cause neck injury and is just a leisure item for the home. The TSB retails for $25.99 and will wholesale for $16.99 and can be reached at www.torsosweatband.com. It is affordable, reusable, comes in all sizes, no bra needed, hand and machine washable, and has a comfortable and attractive fit. We have adopted COVID precautions because breast cancer patients are at an increased risk of infection. We are restarting and reviving our company, and based on past sales and projected marketing efforts, in the next year, we will sell 6,000 Torso Sweatbands, which will yield over $152,000 in revenue. The owner's draw will be zero until all investments have been repaid and the business is cash flow positive. We are applying to be covered by Medicaid, Medicare, and private insurances, and we will be partnering with breast cancer organizations for community education. Imagine a world where breast cancer patients can have comfort and confidence during one of the most challenging times of their lives. With the Torso Sweatband, the dream has become reality. We are seeking professional support, business resources, and to win first place in the Michigan Women Forward WomanUp and Pitch competition. Thank you. What questions do you have for me?
Gina, nice job. I lost my first wife to breast cancer. I know this is a very real problem, and I know what you have is a very real solution. So I might be one of the few men participating that can appreciate this a little bit. You mentioned during your presentation that you are restarting and reviving your company. There's got to be a backstory there. What is it?
Well, so the backstory to the Torso Sweatband basically is I started gaining weight and sweating and all those other horrible things. I told Rhonda, and she said, "How much money do you need?" And so we went ahead and we went full force ahead. We were marketing, we were sharing, we were telling everyone about it. But we had training, but life happened, and so we just kind of let life happen, and so we kind of fell back. You know, we had been traveling, going to symposiums, and we met Whoopi Goldberg, and it just happened. It just so happened that we just kind of let life get in the way, but we recommitted as of last year. Well, really, last year was the recommitment, but we actually said, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to take entrepreneur classes again with Prosper Us. We're going to make sure that we do everything we need to do to make sure that we get it out there, that everyone who needs a Torso Sweatband actually can get it, especially if it's covered by Medicaid and Medicare. So now we are recommitted. We're ready.
Great. Thanks, Gina. Your energy is infectious. I'm excited just listening to you talk about your business and how committed you are to it. How far are you from the Medicaid, Medicare approval so that this can really have the broad reach for those who need it the most?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. So we have applied to be durable medical equipment, but we found out that we probably should be in the wound care. So actually, we're in the process now of making the application and getting it through. It's a little lengthy, and especially with COVID, everything takes a lot of time right now. So we're right in the process right now of applying for wound care. So once we can get through there, then we know that doctors will be able to prescribe it, and no matter what income you are, you can still get the torso sweatband. You know, it doesn't matter about how much money you have.
Great. Good luck with that.
Thank
That's
you.
really important.
Thank you.
So, ooh.
Can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tanya, I think you're on mute still.
Can you hear me? It's echoing. I'm not sure why. Question for you though. As I appreciate the recommitment, because I think anytime in any business, there's always this opportunity to learn something. And so as you reflect back on what you've learned kind of prior to recommitment, what do you plan to do differently kind of going forward from the lessons that you've kind of learned so you don't get back into kind of this state again?
Absolutely, absolutely. So our coach from Michigan Women Forward told us that our network is our net worth. So we definitely know that networking, making sure that we know people in different industries and procurement and marketing, all those different things that we need to know. We did actually take one step with actually going through Prosperous, which is another, as I'm not trying to promote them, but we actually did learn more and fill in those holes that we had in our business. So along with filling in the holes, and then this, of course, this pitch contest where we have our coach, he's helping us with fine-tuning our business plan, and with our pitch skills, we can learn how we actually know how to talk to other people, to other investors, to make sure that we have the right information, the right people, the right resources, but we also have the commitment to match that. So once again, life happening, families, everything else. But once again, we're just recommitted.
I have another fast question for you. I saw hospitals in your pitch. I saw kind of those healthcare professionals. Who else are you targeting, or is that kind of your target market there?
So the torso sweatband spans 3 different industries: hospital, women personal care, and sports and athletics. So those 3 areas, we definitely will be reaching out to those people who are in charge of procurement and marketing to make sure that we have those relationships so that we can market, like with healthcare, the breast cancer organizations. We make sure that we connect with them, partner with them. We have a radiation oncologist here who uses Aquaphor in conjunction with the torso sweatband to help with the healing of breast cancer patients. And so that is one actual contact and connection and relationship that we will be pursuing. But as far as sports, basketball teams in WNBA, and then personal care bra companies. So the sky's the limit.
Great. I will jump in. That is time. Thank you. Great job, Gina. Also, quick shout out. We do partner with Prosperous, so I'm happy to hear that you found their programs helpful. We are advocates of their programming.
Thank you. Thank you to the judges. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. So much energy. Oh man, Gina, you pumped me up. I love it. All right. Rolling right along here, we have Anna. And Anna, I've tried saying your last name before and I just butchered it. So I'm going to let you do that for us. So Anna, what is your last name?
Sadovnikova.
There you go. Okay. And Anna, we have your presentation here for Liquid Gold Concept. So how this works is you are going to, when you start talking, our timer, Laura, will start your 3-minute countdown. And when that is up, she'll call time. If you reach it, you can finish your thought or your sentence, and then you'll go into your 5-minute interaction with the judges. So we see and hear you. We can see your presentation. Take a deep breath. And when you start talking, Laura will start timing.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you. My name is Anna Sadovnikova, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Liquid Gold Concept. And we are solely committed to improving maternal and child care by training healthcare professionals in clinical lactation. And we're doing this because the vast majority of women are unable to meet their breastfeeding goals, predisposing them and their infants to preventable disease and death each year. And it wasn't until I started medical school that I understood why we have such low breastfeeding rates. It turns out that healthcare professionals like physicians and nurses receive really poor training in clinical lactation. I'm one of them.
I learned breastfeeding management skills for the first time with the products you see on this screen. These baby dolls and breast models are not realistic in look, feel, or functionality, and there's no evidence that learning with these products leads to an improvement in clinical competence. My personal experience is what inspires the work that we do at Liquid Gold Concept, where we are committed to creating active learning experiences for healthcare professionals in clinical lactation. And we have a special emphasis on live clinical practice with realistic simulators. We commercialized our first product, a lifelike breast model for clinical lactation training in 2017. And last year, we launched a turnkey solution called on-demand telesimulation to train healthcare professionals in how to provide clinical support to lactating patients and their newborns in a video call. And we're seeing a lot of demand for our work. We have a new international distributor who is projecting sales of hundreds of breast models in the coming year. And we have dozens of hospitals, community clinics, nursing schools, all of whom want to get their learners onboarded into our telesimulation experience. And of course, with an increase in demand means we have to scale, which means we have to hire a new manufacturing technician for our Ypsilanti-based facility. And so we did what any sensible business might do. We launched a targeted ad on Facebook, and then we were promptly rejected. Then we rejected again and again and again. And it turns out that our breastfeeding simulators are they're too lifelike. And we get flagged for being inappropriate. And in our back and forth with Facebook, we learned of a really fun loophole. It turns out that you can post photos of breasts and nipples so long as there is a baby breastfeeding. And it just so happens that we received a large grant from the government last year to develop a realistic newborn simulator for breastfeeding education. But there's a catch. We can't use that grant money for sales or marketing efforts. And so if we're fortunate to receive the $10,000 award tonight, we would use that money to develop really engaging content, videos and photos with our newborn simulator and breast model. We'll then launch the targeted ad campaign, which would be accepted and approved, generate the revenue we need to really scale up and meet the demands of our customers and distributors. And I'm confident that with the award tonight and your support, we'll be able to scale up our infrastructure and have that cross-border impact we seek, so that every single parent and newborn can receive the timely and skilled lactation support they deserve. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
And a nice job. So help me to understand, is the focus of your strategy going forward really delivering out hard product, or is it delivering out the telesimulation service? That's the question that I have in my mind. I can't
Yeah, our strategy is twofold. So we sell our breastfeeding simulators and newborn simulators directly to hospitals, nursing schools, and community programs. We also sell them wholesale to distributors. We have distributors in 30 different countries. And then the telesimulation program is what we're expanding across North America, and we're starting a pilot in Mexico next week, which is really exciting. We're translating our work to Spanish. So it's really a twofold approach to ensure that anyone can have access to clinical practice with lactating patients through telesimulation, but instructors who want to do it themselves in person can also get our products and do it themselves.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Anna. I have a question about your marketing strategy, because it feels like if you're really reaching out to institutions or academic institutions or hospitals, that is Facebook the way to go. So I'm just wondering about the match of the marketing strategy to the market that you're trying to tap into.
Right. You know, I thought that as well until last year when I joined a lot of different Facebook groups and saw that all of the lactation consultants are constantly sharing clinical practice and guidelines, asking about patient recommendations. And with Facebook, as opposed to Google, we can actually upload lists, email lists of individuals, and then create lookalike audiences. So we have very targeted campaigns. They're scrolling through their news feed and they see our ads. And then we're seeing very high click-through rates and purchases in the ads that are not rejected. So that's the strategy from a marketing perspective. But of course, when COVID-19 subsides, then there's always conferences that we can attend as exhibitors. And of course, just the good old cold calling route as well, which is what our sales development representatives do.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anna, talk to me about the financials. So I was intrigued and curious by one, overheads, cost of material, and then overall kind of what you're seeing from a revenue perspective. And, you know, I was looking at, I think in there you were considering adding staff. And so can you talk to me about your financials and how you're thinking about the kind of that complete picture?
Right. So on the hardware side, we have pretty high gross margins, about 80%. And we're actually, with some of the manufacturing efficiencies we're going to be putting in place, we can decrease the cost of goods by about 50% just by automating certain elements of how we manufacture the product, which is very exciting. And on the telesimulation side, yes, this is a high quality product that involves live interaction with a human. But there are many ways that we can kind of improve our efficiencies. Right now, our margins are between 30 and 50%, and we're going to be automating certain elements of the grading to decrease the time spent per learner from 7 minutes to under 2. Which is really going to cut down on the cost of our evaluators. And when it comes to all the operations and kind of logistics in the back end, we all are already very, very optimized because we can schedule everything automatically. Learners come in, they get placed into their video calls automatically, and we have, reminder emails that go in. So we're, on the staffing side, the primary need there is graders, and we're already optimizing the efficiencies there.
And I would have to say your little battle with Facebook is kind of ironic, given all of the questionable content that is allowed. To have something like this and to have have them put up a roadblock, it is truly ironic. So good for you for figuring out the loophole and a way around it, and good for you for figuring out how to leverage that that medium, because it's good or bad, it's with us. It's a part of the fabric of our lives, and so you've got to take advantage of it.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I guess I'll just say, as a breastfeeding mom of, well, they're now teenagers, but a long time ago, I just appreciate the focus on making sure that our healthcare professionals are well trained in, because it is so important for women and for babies and for our health. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That means a lot.
Yeah, it is, and I saw my wife go through this, and the training was left a lot to be desired. It was a bit of an afterthought, and it's a scary thing to come home with a baby and not know exactly what you're doing. So yeah, good for you for tackling a real problem.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Great. We are 5 seconds left, so we are up on time. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Anna. And okay, we have Tanya back. There we go. Lost her for just a brief second there. And we are going to have just a little bit of switch up judges. We are next going to have Ashley Williams. So just make sure that your score rubric reflects that. And we will have Rebecca go last now. But I'd like to introduce Ashley Williams to the stream. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Can you see me okay?
Yes, we can.
Great.
Do you have a PowerPoint for us or any visuals?
Yes.
Go ahead and share your screen right now. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to remind everybody out there that we have just a couple more pitches left, and then we'll get to that point in the evening that everybody has just been itching to get to, which is the audience choice vote. So we will be getting there momentarily, and when we do that, we will give you some instructions about how to vote for your favorite pitch this evening. Ashley, I'm going to pull your presentation into our stream so we can see it. Great. So how this works is when you start talking, Laura will start her 3-minute timer. When time is up, Laura will call that. You can finish your thought or your sentence, and then you'll have 5 minutes to interact with the judges. So take a deep breath. I think you've done something similar to this before, so you got this. And when you start talking, Laura will start timing.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Ashley Williams, and I'm the founder and CEO of Razar, and we're connecting brands with younger generations. So it used to be that brands would create one high-quality ad and have it play on television or be published in the newspaper with a cost advertising for months to reach their audiences. But things have changed now, especially due to COVID-19. Every brand is online and in need of engaging, high-quality content even more to reach their audiences daily and to gain their buying power. This is especially true when it comes to reaching millennials and Gen Z. And that's because millennials and Gen Z are a different breed. They crave authenticity and purposeful content, but brands often don't know how to create this content to reach them. And as a result, they end up losing time, money, and building loyalty with these audiences. But not anymore. That's where my company, Razar, comes in. Razar is a content marketplace in which millennial and Gen Z content creators make content on behalf of brands to reach their peers. In doing so, brands come across more relatable to these generations and are able to speak to them in effective ways. Our goal is to truly exemplify a ripple effect, which is the meaning behind our company's name, Razar. We want to help brands to create content that is not only purposeful, but also powerful in connecting with millennial and Gen Zers in authentic ways to gain their trust, loyalty, and of course, their buying power. This is how Razar works. Brands come to us with a need to create content. They can create articles, videos, podcasts, or photos, or even social posts. They then get paired with creators. The creators are given the guidelines, and once they are created, the content's created, the brand can then approve the content and use it across their websites, their social media, or their apps. In creating Razar, we've garnered a team of great talent, media, and tech experiences to scale the concept. For example, I used to be a journalist for a number of years in which I learned to create engaging content for entities like NBC and USA Today. We had the same level of expertise on the technology, product development, and financial sides of our team. Compared to the competition, Razar is cost-effective, reliable, helps brands to easily manage content creators, and to produce purposeful, authentic content that brands are looking for to place across their websites, their social media, or their apps. As a result, we stand out among our competitors. And the results that we've garnered for our customers speak for themselves. We've helped brands like Chevron, Chase, and the American Heart Association increase their engagement exponentially. And as we continue to scale and grow, we plan to take hold of this market opportunity by first targeting Fortune 500 companies, then medium-sized businesses, and eventually brands of all different sizes across the globe. And as we seek to scale our platform and to close our seed round to continue our impact, winning this competition alone will allow us to hire 2 part-time individual professionals to help us with our sales and our account management, as well as with growing and managing our content creators effectively. We hope that you will join us as we continue to make this global ripple effect. Thank you.
Ashley, nice job. I've been going first, so I guess I'll just continue to do that. You included a really diverse portfolio of brands in your presentation. I don't know if those are real brands that are customers, yes, or if they were just examples, but since they're so diverse, how do you match a brand to a creator, and how do you ensure that your creator has subject matter expertise that would be relevant to that brand?
Yeah, so what we do is when we have the creators come into our platform, they actually create a portfolio where they specify different things that are interest to them, like maybe doing financial content or doing wellness content or doing things related to purpose and impact. And then brands are able then to search for these keywords with the content creators. And this will definitely be even more robust as we build our platform. And also we can also see based on the content creators that we have and how their content is effective on our platform currently to basically match the creators with the brands.
And are all of those creators, are they essentially independent contractors okay.
Yep.
So thanks for this, Ashley, because I have to admit, it was hard for me to totally grasp the concept when I was reading the business plan. But I'm pretty familiar with intermediaries and the role intermediaries play. So the question is always, what's the value add of having someone in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So especially if you're targeting a Fortune 500 company, if they're really trying to target a younger generation, they can bring content creators on staff because they have the money and the marketing dollars to do that. So what really is the value add of Razar for a Fortune 500 company that has a marketing team in place and can really add that content creator to reach that market if they really wanted to?
Yeah, well, in terms of the reach, so if you have a specific like team members on staff, you normally know like the terms of the audiences that they're reaching or their capabilities in that regard. So when you have a huge amount of creators to choose from, you have more diversity, more opportunities, more reach, more leverage, and able to reach different audiences compared to only having that in-house. So for brands looking to establish more of a reputation and more messaging with different audiences, and really to diversify, especially because with millennial and Gen Zers, there's so many different personas of our generation. It really allows them to be able to capture that effectively compared to only having that in-house. So we're trying to diversify and expand their reach exponentially.
Thank you.
I'm a question on your hiring strategy, and I just wanted to make sure I'm clear. So I heard you were hiring 2 part-time. Is it 2 part-time to do the same thing, and why not 1 full-time? And so how are you thinking about utilizing that? And is it just short-term, or is this a longer-term position?
Yeah, no, it's more longer term, especially because as stated, we are in the process of closing our seed round. That would allow us to, in the meantime, be able to have the capacity to bring on individuals to help with that, with the company in that regard, and especially with expanding. And then as we get more brand contracts, which we're in the process of doing as well, that will allow us to then have that level of cushion and that those team members in place to be able to help us with managing those accounts and also with the creators.
So I have another quick question. Maybe it's not so quick, but you talk about conscious content, and that's very subjective. So how is content? What's the criteria that you use to determine whether the content is conscious or not?
Yeah, so there's really different. I'm not sure if you're familiar with such entities like a Grammarly, which really looks at punctuation, for example, and wording, and then understanding the level of your capability with grammar and how things that you need to work on. In the same way, we're trying to do that with what the content is that creators are making to make it more conscientious and purposeful. So there are a couple of different factors that we've looked at across like an 8 to 15 point scale. For example, empathy, tone, editorial impact, a call to action. And as a result of that, and as we continue to grow our technology to be able to have this be even leveraged further and measurement, we'll be able to specify what exactly is the content going to do in terms of virality and also in terms of engagement with audiences, in the same way as Grammarly does for punctuation, or even BuzzFeed has done with making content viral.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, great job. I would say, like Meredith, I had a hard time getting my head around your written business plan, but hearing your presentation put it in a much better perspective. So nice job, and thank you.
Thank you.
Great. That brings us right up to 5 minutes. Thanks so much. Great job, Ashley.
Thank you. Thank you so much, too.
Thanks, Ashley. Okay. And to round out our whole evening, last but certainly not least, we have Rebecca Altunian. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hello, everybody. I'm great. Thank you.
Good. Okay. And Rebecca is with Saliva Systems. So I went ahead and added your presentation into our stream so we can see it. We can hear you.
Thank you, Ellie.
What's that?
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. Tech support. So
I needed that.
Yeah. With that, when you start speaking, Laura will start your 3-minute countdown. And when she calls time, you can finish your thought or your sentence if you haven't finished already.
Okay, thank you.
Then you will start your 5-minute interaction with the judges. So with that, go ahead and take a breath, collect yourself. And when you start talking, Laura will start timing.
Thank you. If you've ever been around a baby, you know that babies drool. But now imagine this baby many years older and drooling. This is a symptom of a swallowing disorder. Swallowing disorders are the 5th leading cause of death in those patients 65 years and older, and the 3rd leading cause of death in those 85 years and older. Complications from swallowing disorders cost the healthcare industry hundreds of billions of dollars each year. You swallow 900 times a day, and I hope you don't have to think about this. But for over the 15 million Americans and their caregivers, swallowing disorders are a 24/7 problem. And that is because when swallowing stops, saliva production doesn't. There are many causes for swallowing disorders in many market segments. But tonight, I want to focus on the healthcare system and what happens now with the current technology and why it's not good enough. Nurses are required to suction a patient who can't swallow 1 time an hour with this hard plastic wand connected to a pump. This time-consuming and often painful process leaves the patient vulnerable to infections like aspiration pneumonia. Hospital-acquired infections like aspiration pneumonia are now a requirement of the hospital to pay for, and any subsequent readmission. But could you imagine laying there drowning in your own saliva while you wait to having someone remove it? That is not okay. But the solution is the patented SWIC oral suction system. SWIC is a game changer, and there is nothing like it. Once placed properly in the mouth, the comfortable wicking material will manage oral secretions for up to 12 hours. One day you will use 2 Swicks versus 24 of the competitor, 1 nurse intervention. That is a total savings of $75 a day per patient. The best part, better secretion management, which will hopefully result in saving lives. It's not the cost savings that makes Swick a winner. It's the better quality of care, and that is the passion of our team. Swallowing disorders are not exclusive to hospitals. Our website and Michigan-based manufacturing partners will ensure that Swick reaches all the additional markets, like nursing care homes and home care. My name is Rebecca Eltunian. I am the founder of Saliva Systems, the mother of 3 beautiful daughters, and a business owner. I am passionate about elevating the standard of care for these patients because I was a patient. I know that current technology is not good enough. Passion alone is not going to bring a mother of 3 to get a medical device to market. So I have assembled a dynamic, brilliant, powerful team of women, and we all share the same passion. Remember, you will swallow 900 times today without thinking about it. But I promise you, if you or a loved one couldn't, it would be all you could think about. So help me raise awareness. Help Saliva Systems make a change. Thank you for listening.
Rebecca, great job. I'll ask the question. First of all, what does SWIC stand for? And then the second question I have is, if I'm understanding it, you said the device would be worn for 12 hours. I'm assuming that's continuously. And is there a comfort issue? That just sounds like a long time to have a device in your mouth.
Can you guys see me? I can't see you.
We can, yes.
Okay, so SWIC stands for Suction Augmented Wicking. So because I've a patient and I've spent a lot of time developing this product, and it's had multiple iterations, 13 to be exact, our team is focused on patient care and patient comfort. So this is a material made from a wicking material that I wish you guys could feel. It is the softest fabric that we have designed for this device. This connector moves about the mouth so that there's no skin breakdown. Patient comfort is at our forefront, but this hard plastic wand that they're shoving in people's mouths, I said once an hour, but many patients require more than once an hour, causes a lot of damage to the soft tissues of the mouth. Comparatively speaking, SWIC is far more comfortable. Also, once the negative pressure is plugged in, this device adheres to the lower gum line, so there isn't much friction or any ability for the skin to break down. They can remove the device as well. So if somebody wanted to get up and go to the bathroom or move, it is removable and a new one would be replaced.
Great. Thanks, Rebecca. I've read that in your plan that there's about 20,000 SWIC users currently. Where is it most being used?
Actually, I don't know if that was in my plan. That is not true. We are not in 20,000 mouths at this time. So I'm not sure where that came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Maybe.
That's okay.
Okay. How many, Rebecca, how many units have you? Yeah.
How
many units have you sold?
Well, this is the thing, different than the other companies I think that are already in the revenue stream. Saliva Systems is pre-revenue.
Okay.
So, Rebecca, I think it's a fascinating product, and I'm always interested in knowing about innovation.
Thank you.
Oh, I think Tanya froze.
Tanya did say that she was struggling with some connectivity issues. So if anyone else has any questions, I'll try to get her back on here.
So, Rebecca, I know that you're really targeting healthcare hospitals and nursing homes. Where do you see the growth opportunity broken down between professional applications versus at-home applications?
You know, I think that the product equally could span both. in the clinical setting, we have some offshoots. So patients with degenerative muscular diseases and things like that, Parkinson's and all these type of patients that end up at home, ALS, the device will kind of follow the patient home, and there is a strong footing for market in the home care. Where we may have a little bit more elevated use is in the clinical setting, because we have learned through clinicians that our space is in that critical care where the device could be very useful. So an additional market inside the hospital system that maybe is probably a little bit where SWIC will be used a little bit more is in critical care and any surgeries that may be 2 hours or longer. So the market is strong for both, but with those additional markets of surgery, ventilated, intubated, patients being extubated, there's just a little added value to the clinical setting.
And Rebecca, is there an opportunity in the dental space at all? Is that something that you've considered?
Absolutely. You know, I not to throw a million things. I had 3 minutes, which is so hard for me to talk in 3 minutes. Is impossible. This device was made for myself because I had thyroid cancer, and then I developed a disease that was attacking my saliva glands. The device actually has two functions. One is to secrete a formula of artificial saliva into the mouth of patients that have saliva gland dysfunction. And that is a huge market, by the way. 30,000 patients have chronic saliva gland dysfunction due to head and neck radiation, thyroid cancer, many different reasons. When we shopped this around to the dental market, that feature of this device, which I didn't talk about today because of my 3-minute time period, and that's not where we're entering the market. We're entering with saliva removal. Dentists are very, very intrigued and excited about that because there is nothing that helps patients get their mouths moisturized in a flora that's positive bacteria to help them digest and have a healthy mouth. But yes, long answer to a quick question, yes, there's an application for dentistry as well.
All right, that is 5 minutes. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. There are all 10 pitches for this evening, 5 in the lifestyle, 5 in the growth. At this point, the judges are going to leave us and they're going to head over into a separate meeting where they are going to deliberate. So judges, head on over to that Teams meeting and we'll see you later. Laura and I are going to hang out for just a little bit. We'll get them out of here. All right. Laura, what do you think?
Another great night of pitches. Every time I think it can't get more exciting. We have amazing entrepreneurs with so much passion, and it's thrilling.
I know. I think we're 3 for 3 here. So for those of you who don't know, we did do this in late January, January 28th. We had Grand Rapids. About a week and a half ago, February 4th, we had Jackson. And then tonight we have our final finale, if you will, with Detroit. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to get our voting started. So look in that comment section. That's where you're going to see the link to vote. It's a Google form. We're going to get just a little bit of information from you. And then when you move on to that second page in the Google form, that's when you can vote for your favorite. Keep in mind, the winner of the audience choice gets $1,000. So that can be someone who doesn't win one of the prizes a little bit later on. That can be someone who does. So then you really get like a nice takeaway, potentially. If you are first, second, or third, and then you get this $1,000, that's not bad for one night, wouldn't you say, Laura?
I agree. And especially if you're first place, you get extra that you didn't even plan for. So
yeah, pretty great.
A little extra.
So that link to vote is in the comment section on both Facebook and YouTube, either way that you are watching. So go ahead. You only get 5 minutes. So do it. Make your time count. Do it now. So Laura, I have a question for you while people are voting. Okay. Did you happen to get any punchki today?
I did actually. I did.
Okay.
I don't usually, but I did. I was lucky enough to have one this morning.
Good deal. I had one as well. I had a punch-up this morning and I was very excited. So these are the things that make my Tuesday. You know what I mean? So I had to ask. I thought that might be the case. So I had to ask that.
And especially snowy Tuesday too.
Oh
so
my
it was
goodness.
A nice way to start the day.
It made my morning. So we have an event coming up, a couple of them in April, actually. And they are huge events for us here at Michigan Women Forward. And Laura, I don't think that you've been with us quite long enough to experience one of these. So let me tell you about it, okay? It's called our WomanUp and Celebrate Women of Achievement and Courage Awards. And I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, but let me tell you, those are some pretty awesome events that we do every year. This year, it is going to be virtual, of course, but we honor women throughout the state of Michigan. We're going to be honoring 3 at our Grand Rapids event on April 21st, 3 more at our Detroit event a week later, April 28th. You will not want to miss out on this. So for more information, head on over to our website, miwf.org. You can get some more information about both of those events. It's going to be just really great because we're going to be able to hear from some of the entrepreneurs that we've affected, some of the girls that we work with. We are going to hear about these incredible women that we're honoring, and all the information about them can be found at our website. But it's just a really inspiring event. And it is a large fundraiser for us as well. And so we're just really excited. So if you're interested, head on over to our website, miwf.org. While you're there, go ahead and check out entrepreneurial services that we offer. Laura is on our WEI team, which stands for Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So continue to vote. Laura, how long have you been with MWF now?
I just started in November, at the beginning of November. So it's just been a few months now.
Great. And so you're enjoying your time here, I take it?
Yes. This is a mission I'm personally very passionate about. And it's exciting to work with entrepreneurs all over the state. It's sort of my dream job. So it's been good.
So what would you say has been your favorite part of the job so far?
Well, as a loan officer, my favorite part of the job is getting to call loan applicants and let them know when their loans have been approved. It's a lot like this pitch competition. An investment or financing can really make a difference in someone's business and ultimately their life. And a lot of the entrepreneurs we work with don't have the opportunity to get financing from other financial institutions. So it can be a real game-changing, life-changing phone call for me to make. And so it's my favorite part.
Okay. And are you the only loan officer on our team?
No, there is one other loan officer currently, Jennifer Moon, who works primarily in the Ann Arbor and Lansing areas. We are actually currently hiring another loan officer. If anyone out there watching happens to be interested, we're hiring another loan officer to work on our team, as well as a technical assistance business consultant. So we're growing, looking to not only just offer microloans, but also build out our technical assistance for entrepreneurs around the state. So a lot of exciting things in the pipeline, and excited to bring some more people on board to work with us.
Great. And there are some plugs that I did not even plan.
Yes.
So well done, Laura. I think we make a pretty good team here.
I think so.
And then just one more. Tell us a little bit about Miss Tanisha Greer, who is our fabulous green room host. I'm looking at her right now. We have a separate Zoom room with all the finalists, and I see Tanisha in there. Tell us a little bit about what Tanisha does for the team.
Yes, Tanisha is the engine that keeps the rest of us going. Most every entrepreneur who comes to the Women's Entrepreneurship Team, their first stop, their first conversation will be with Tanisha, and she can help match you with the appropriate program, refer you to a partner if necessary, or make an introduction to the loan officers. She's very helpful. She has a deep experience of and deep kind of Rolodex of resources, and she's such a positive force. I'm sure she's doing great in the green room, giving everybody pep talks as they get ready for their pitches. But almost everyone who works with us would start initially with Tanisha, who can get you engaged and get the ball rolling with our team at MWF.
That's awesome. Well, Laura, you did a phenomenal job the last 3 pitch competitions with your timing. We're going to let you go and tune in on YouTube and check out the announcements a little bit later. Thanks so much, Laura. Have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. All right. Now, typically, if these events were in person, this is the time where we would have some of our previous winners come and tell us a little bit about how they're doing, give us an update on their business, what they've done since they won the previous year, and all of that good stuff. So obviously, we're unable to have anyone join us in person, but we did put together a video update that we would love for you to watch with us. So let's check this out.
My name is Bree Mackerick. I'm the founder of Bright Bites, and I won last year's growth category in Jackson, Michigan for the Michigan Women Forward pitch.
My name is Katie Dodge, and I am the owner of Happy Cat Cafe, which is Grand Rapids' first cat cafe. We opened in 2017, but we are finally reopening this year with our full concept. I am the winner of the lifestyle category of WomanUp and Pitch last year, and I also won the audience award, so I was a double winner.
My name is Kathy Sullivan, and I'm the owner of Sidecar Bartending, and I was the winner of last year's pitch competition in the lifestyle category.
I have done a lot of pitches before, so I wasn't as nervous as I have been in my previous, but this one felt really intense. There was a lot of good companies there and just a lot of power in the room, I want to say. But I did have a good experience. Obviously, the money did help a lot growing our business, but even besides that, we got to meet so many other amazing companies that we were competing against in the same category, in different categories. And then I really got to network with some people from consumers who were the sponsor and actually kept in touch with some of the people after that.
I would say my favorite part of the experience, besides winning, was probably spending the time with my coach. And I also really loved the Jennifer Maxwell time where we got to learn about how to give a great presentation, as well as get to know all the other contestants. So we were in a workshop together for a few hours. And honestly, the coolest part about the competition has been the friends I made. So the other people that were in my category that I actually pitched against, I've become quite good friends with, to the point where we've met and gotten coffee and met their kids, and we give each other business advice. And, you know, some of them, like, you know, the oven mitt is not open anymore. You know, she sold her business. And then there's some that are like skyrocketing and taking off, like root functional medicine is like insanely awesome in the growth category. So I just love being part of like the community altogether, and like having met all these other incredible women.
My experience in the competition was great. First and foremost, the immediate impact was the publicity that I received from winning the competition. My friends and family and clients all shared on social media that I had won the competition, and they were really excited, which got clients really excited, and just generated a lot of excitement about my business and got the word out about my business. So that was the immediate impact that winning the competition had on my business. Secondly, the money that I won, this allowed me to invest in my business. I was able to get my keg cocktails started and off the ground, and purchase product for me to sell. And probably the biggest impact the competition had on me was the confidence that it gave me to keep me moving forward in my business.
It is a lot of work to prep for the competition. You're working with your coach and your business plan, but it really makes you slow down and think through things that you can't just say, oh, I don't want to work on that today. I don't know, or that's too confusing. Your coach is someone that is going to ask you those tough questions, just like the judges will. So I think preparing for these competitions is a really good time to focus on the hard things, because those will show as your weak spots to the judges.
Congratulations on getting this far. I know it's a lot of work. I'm sure all of you thought of quitting 1, 2, 3 times during the process, but just know that you're going to be better off that you went through it.
Thank you, Consumers Energy Foundation, for all your support, and good luck to all the 2021 pitch competition participants.
All right, Alexis, take it away.
All right. Hello, I am Alexis Dishman, Chief Lending Officer at Michigan Women Forward. None of this would be possible without our generous sponsor, Consumers Energy Foundation. Let's watch this video.
When you think about caring for your community, what comes to mind? Maybe it's improving education or encouraging workforce development, fighting hunger or eliminating homelessness, preserving the environment, or supporting the arts. Consumers Energy has been giving back to Michigan for well over a century. we've been helping local communities grow and thrive through the Consumers Energy Foundation. Last year, Consumers Energy, our charitable foundation, employees and retirees gave over $19 million to Michigan nonprofit organizations. We're investing in what's most important to Michigan, its people, our planet, and Michigan's prosperity. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, we have continued to provide vital funding and resources to nonprofits across the state. These nonprofits are providing some of the most critical resources to the Michigan communities hit hardest by the impacts of COVID-19. The Consumers Energy Foundation cares about all of our Michigan communities. Let's take a look at the impact we had in your region this past year. For more information on how the Consumers Energy Foundation is caring for our communities, visit consumersenergy.com/foundation.
Here with us this evening is Carolyn Bloodworth, Secretary and Treasury of the Consumers Energy Foundation, to say a few words. Welcome, Carolyn. We're so happy to have you here with us this evening. Did you enjoy the pitches? I know I did. They were wonderful, weren't they?
They were so good. What a great way to finish out these 3 competitions, Alexis. It's so great to be with you. I'm really thrilled to be here and just really proud to see the support that we've been providing through our grant making come to life. And I want to give a big shout out to Tanya Berry, my colleague, who struggled with some tech issues that we all haven't had to go through that ourselves in these last several months. But she served as a judge tonight, and I know she's been looking so forward to this. I want you to know Consumers Energy is dedicated to ensuring Michigan businesses and communities are growing and thriving. That includes creating opportunities for entrepreneurs like we met tonight, who can bring critical new ideas to the table. We saw so many great ones this evening. This past year's been a huge challenge for entrepreneurs, and we're so proud that Consumers Energy Foundation was able to provide $200,000 in support of Michigan Women Forward's Michigan Entrepreneur Resilience Fund to help women-owned businesses survive during the pandemic. This was part of $2.5 million that we provided to support small business, women and minority-owned small businesses in particular. We know there's more to do, and we're very grateful for all that Michigan Women Forward is doing on behalf of women-owned small business. As I check my records, I'm thrilled to say we've contributed more than $1.2 million to Michigan Women Forward, its women entrepreneurship initiatives, and other vital programming. So we appreciate the opportunity to be here and, more importantly, to participate in today's event. I really enjoyed hearing all these pitches, and I'm so excited to present today's winners. But before we virtually hand out the prizes, I want to thank all of our finalists for sharing your vision and your plans for growth. At Consumers Energy, we work for people, the planet, and Michigan's prosperity. And we know that small businesses are critical to a prosperous economy. Thank you again for your great work. Your hard work is going to take you a long way and will position our state well for many years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Carolyn, for being here tonight and for always being a part of the Michigan Women Forward family and our work. And thank you, Consumers Energy Foundation. Without them, these competitions and so many of other support services would not be possible. Thank you so much. Michigan Women Forward works to accelerate women's entrepreneurship through providing access to capital, education, and mentorship to start or grow successful businesses. Through Michigan Women Forward's WomanUp entrepreneurial initiative, we work to eliminate barriers to business ownership, profitability, and growth for women. Our goal is to make entrepreneurship less difficult so women have an equal chance at success. Michigan Women's Forward's goal is to provide our entrepreneurs with collaborative opportunities to determine what resources will best assist them in building and growing their businesses. We offer a broad range of education options, one-on-one meetings, conferences, and workshops. At MWF, we are here to support women entrepreneurs at every stage of their business. We are focused on helping women create sustainable businesses that enable them to take care of their families and create a legacy of wealth. We recognize that even the most promising businesses, new and existing, have a difficult time obtaining much needed capital. To help entrepreneurs, MWF offers funding resources to start or build successful businesses. Through MWF's microloan program, we are able to provide entrepreneurs with loans up to $50,000, regardless of the stage of their business. Typical terms are 3 to 5 years. We believe women-owned businesses have the greatest chance at success when they explore, strategize, and learn from other entrepreneurs. If you are interested in learning more about Michigan Women Forward's entrepreneurship initiative, please go to our website, www.miwf.org.
Thanks, Alexis. By the way, you got a shout out on YouTube, so someone's very excited to see you. So thanks for being with us this evening. We'll let you go. You can watch you can watch the winners announced. All right. So Alexis Dishman, Chief Lending Officer at MWF. All right, so we've approached the moment, aside from the voting, that everyone's been waiting for. So I am going to welcome back into our broadcast Carolyn Casson, President and CEO of Michigan Women Forward, and Carolyn Bloodworth is with Consumers Energy Foundation. Hello, ladies. It's the Carolyns. How are you doing?
We're doing great.
Sitting on pins and needles, eagerly anticipating the announcements, right?
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so they're going to announce the winners this evening. I do have to let you know that our audience choice selection was actually in our lifestyle category, which is the first category that we are going to announce. So with that, I'm going to allow you ladies to take it away. And remember, I do have my drum roll. So I'm going to go ahead and test that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take myself out of the stream. We're going to announce the $1,000 audience choice first and then go into lifestyle. So.
All right. Hey, Carolyn, good to see you.
It's great to see you too. We get to do this again. This is wonderful.
Don't worry, we're going to do it again. I call this Carolyn number 1 because she's the one that gives the money that we give out tonight. So she will always be number 1 in our book here at MWF. All right. Are you ready? The the Audience Choice Award for $1,000 goes to Lord Laird Premium Lemonade. Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Thank you all for voting for me.
The whole audience voted for you, so that's good. They
did. That's wonderful. And then we get to take it right in because I think people are probably waiting to see who won. So. The third place for lifestyle, winning $2,500,
is Sumptuous Spirits.
Good. Thank you so much, guys, for voting for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You deserved it. It was tough back there in the judges' room, I can tell you. I'm always glad when they finish because it's some things are down to a hundredth of a point.
Always difficult. Well, second place in the lifestyle category, winning a $5,000 prize,
Team Yagella.
Wow, thank you all so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You did a great job. You did a great job. We can't wait to see the good things that you're going to do with all this money.
Thank you.
And the first place winner.
First place, this big check, $10,000 winner.
Thank you, Carolyn, for providing it to Parker Avenue.
Congratulations.
Are you glad? You think it was a mistake? I love it.
I was a little prepared.
All right. We can't wait. We can't wait to get a sample.
So much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
You earned it. You earned it.
Congratulations, Sally. All right. I love those reactions. Aren't they great?
That was really fun. This is the best job. That's why Carolyn and I want to do it again and again and again.
We do. Even the virtual checks. Even the virtual checks are fun, Carolyn. It's okay.
Yeah, we used to give them those great big ones that they could hold, but not cash. So now we're just Carolyn is holding up the virtual check. All right.
Okay, we have all of our growth finalists in with us and they're ready for the announcement. So that audience choice did go to Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade from the lifestyle category. So we're going to get right into growth with third place.
Okay, third place winner of
Liquid Gold Concept.
Woo!
Thank
Great
you so
job.
much. Thank you very much. This is wonderful.
Great job, Anna. Thank you.
Congratulations. Wonderful. And the second place winner for the growth category is
Torso Sweatband.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
It's those judges. Don't thank us. We're just the we're the megaphone.
Thank you, judges.
congratulations.
And you for doing the work, all of you. All right.
First prize, $10,000 for the growth category.
Saliva Systems.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you, ladies. What an honor. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And thank you again to all of you. Thank you, Carolyn, for your commitment. Thank you to Consumers Energy Foundation. Thank you to Independent Bank, who has been supporting us in this venture and has helped contributed money for lots of things related to women entrepreneurs. Judges, thank you for your insightful questions. You did a great job. Tanya, Michael, and Meredith. Tanya had some challenges, but she did a great job, and she was right there with all of her questions. We want to thank the coaches. There are coaches for every single one of these finalists who have been helping volunteer women and men who believe in entrepreneurship, believe in the Michigan Women Forward program, and so they've been there for the last 10 weeks to help these finalists. I want to thank you to the reviewers. There were, I think, about 30 or 40 reviewers who were out there making sure that the correct finalists got selected. And so thank you to the team of people backstage. You saw Laura, you saw Ellie, Alexis, but there's a lot of other people who helped make tonight happen. So thank you to all of the staff who are working hard, Kenneth, Judy, everybody who made this possible. Most of all, thanks to all of you who pitched tonight. You are all winners. You were out of, you were the final 10 out of those 150 people who submitted concept papers. So you are all winners. And right now you're a part of the Michigan Women Forward family. You have had the courage to follow your dreams and to launch them. And we're going to be here with you every step of that journey. So you can count on us. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you again next year or maybe later this year if we can figure it out. So thank you so much.